So let's kick things off with The Guardian, Josh, your favourite paper.
Hi, Guardian. Yes, so we've got a photo there of Burt Bacharach, who died. He's 94, very good-looking man. As you could see, he had 73 top 40 hits in the US, 52 in the UK. Some of the classics are Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head, I Say a Little Prayer, What's New Pussycat. You know, the guy was a legend, and it's very sad, but 94, respect.
Yeah, great guy. He had What the World Needs Now.
Don't, please.
Is Love? OK.
Oh, yeah. Is that what your favourite?
One of his classics.
Yeah.
What do you think, Scott?
I saw him at Royal Albert Hall perform some of his songs about 15 years. He was fantastic. And he only played the music because he didn't write the lyrics, and so he wasn't allowed, apparently, to perform most of those. But just the music was mesmerizing. He was fantastic. I think Dionne Warwick was really the living interpreter of his music, the most well-known, most associated interpreter of his work. And, you know, some of her songs, I still wake up singing in my head.
I think she actually sued them because his partnership, they broke up. And then she actually sued them for breaking up because it sort of ruined her career.
Wow. We can't all do that. That'd be amazing.
Yeah. I'd sue you both.
So
Some very serious stories, though.
We've got some very serious stories. I guess the main one would be...
That was very serious as well, of course.
That was very serious, but here we go, some other stuff. Blessings for same-sex couples given CFV approval. So this isn't gay marriage. This is a gay blessings. This, of course, means it's the last time I go to church. It's just a joke, because I'm Jewish, so I don't go to church. Anyway, so the General Synod voted in favour, and is that the baddie in Superman 2?
Yes.
It is now.
Guilty, yeah.
I can't go on that, Josh, because you're mocking my religion.
Sorry.
It was a decent show, but I was offended. And I will be tweeting you about that later.
OK. And supposedly they've been 8 hours of emotionally charged debate, and you had the Archbishop of Canterbury brought to tears. I don't think you want a crying archbishop, but that's sure. But you had bishops, priests, lay members. Hey.
What?
Hey now, the lay members.
I hope they were there.
Can I just clarify, was it tears because of, like, it's been such a stressful debate, or was he moved to finally get this through?
I don't know.
I think his skirt was scratching his thigh.
Thanks,
We started to weep.
We bring you in for the factual stuff.
So the House of Bishops, they voted 36 vote in favour, 4 against. It seems like the House of Laity, though, was 103 votes to 93, which is ironic because House of Laity sounds like House of Gaiety.
And it sounds, the more relaxed one. It sounds like Game of Thrones, these different houses competing.
It would have been so strange watching all that if you were a layman thinking, when is Jurassic Church going to end? When is all these dinosaurs going to drop dead? It just seems so backward, and it's why no one's going to the CAV anymore, especially young people, because they think, well, how are they still slipping and flopping on this?
But I think it's the exact opposite, Scott. I think people are not going because they've sort of become so woke. I'm not saying this is woke necessarily, but they tried to get rid of Our Father. There's discussion about getting rid of Our Father at the start of the Lord's Prayer. Pretty fundamental thing we used to say every day in school. And a lot of people think the Church of England is so diluted and so woke that whereas people are going to Latin masses, they're going back to Catholic Latin Mass.
I think you're wrong. I think that's sweet and a sweet strategy you've got. And I don't think people are going back to Latin masses. I think you're delusional. I think what people are going toward is evangelical church because it's so detached from the Vatican, and people are sick of hearing bishops do things like produce guidances on whether gay people will be permitted to have sex from this article, and whether gay priests will be allowed to give civil marriages. It's like, what again? If you ask a 23-year-old, what do you feel about this? They'll say, how is this even an issue?
Well, I did think, even though I am a Christian, I did think the part about whether gay people will be permitted to have sex is a bit like, do you really think you've got control of the youth? It's a bit like, remember in Friends, Phoebe, when her brother is going out with a much older woman and he's just going to do it, and she goes, OK, I'm going to allow this. You know what I mean? It's like, that's a reference for 90s people, but it's basically done, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it's just the more they try to restrict things, I have to say the better the sex gets. That's been my own experience. But what it also means is that the fewer people will go, seriously.
Yeah, this is great. Producing guidance on whether gay people will be permitted to have sex. To be honest, that just sounds like heterosexual marriage. I don't see really the difference there.
Yeah. Well, I disagree with all of you, but we've got to move on.